Today's allergies are pretty bad, I can tell already. I started sneezing the moment I got out of the bedroom. The pollen's in the air, I can tell. Today's plan is to do a little, wait, what? I'm trying to set up if I could listen to audiobook while I do some workouts, because I got the fitness Apple Plus, whatever that is, the new system that came in. And I wanted to do something before I go to my class, just get my body flowing a little bit. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I typically get so bored when I'm just doing the workouts. Like, my brain needs some activation. And I was hoping I could listen to an audiobook, because I run it on my phone. I can run audiobook at the same time, so one of them needs to be through my laptop so I can put on headphones. So this is what I'm trying to figure out right now.
IFS operates from the
This book is called No Bad Parts. I really like it. My friend recommended it to me, and she said it was very useful. And a little bit into it, I'm really realizing that some of these techniques I developed with the help of my therapist, but they are just literally putting them all in one place, and the meditation exercises they have in it is very useful. So far I'm like about, what would you say, 2 hours into it. It's total 6. So I'm liking it a lot. This is all about like how trauma would cause you to dissociate. So it'll have different parts. So sometimes, they take over, and then it becomes a default reactive, and you feel a certain way, and it takes you with those emotions yourself. And then it's very interesting how they had some meditation exercises. I did one, and I really, really liked it. So it pretty much tells you that different parts of you were created because a stressful environment was created for you, especially as a child. Most of us didn't have full understanding of the situation, so we lost trust in ourselves because it was developing. It didn't have all the tools it needed to feel strong, and so these parts of us were created in order to protect us. They became parentified characters, but they are very uneducated in terms of not being qualified to be a parent, so they become extreme ends. And it's a matter of death and life for them, for us to do certain things. But as we become older, then we find the conflicts between these voices in our heads parenting us to those extreme ends, and then that's where we'll have panic attacks, issues, trying not understanding like where these negative self-talks, these strong-willed parts of us making us do things that are not aligned with us anymore. It was interesting, it says these little parts have different characteristics. Some of them make you be hypervigilant. Some of them are overreactive, angry. Some make you be dissociative. Some are inner critics. And some neglect you, so you focus so much on others rather than yourself. And these are all protective method that was created because you were faced with some stressful situations that you weren't equipped, supported. If you're feeling like there are popping out and you're unaligned with them, this is a moment that you know that you're safe now, you survived those situations, so you're trying to arrive back to yourself, which is sitting in the back. So these are in the front trying to protect you, and we're trying to speak with these little parts. So through the meditation, you're like introducing yourself again. Hi, my name is, this is my age. They said these parts are usually young in age. They've been focusing so much on the outside to protect you. They haven't looked inside. So slowly you build trust with them. So they will leave or evaporate. and you ask them to stay back and still support you, thank them for this, for all the services that they have provided you, but then you're like, I think I'm ready to come back, but I thank you, and I'm happy what you have done for me, helped me grow and survive, and you can come on whenever you feel like you need to help me. Right now, I think I'm okay. Yeah, so I can't wait to finish this book. It sounds very interesting, but now I have to get ready to go to my Chinese class, and yeah, it's pretty gloomy out there. It's pretty dark these past couple of days. Nonetheless, it makes me realize that winter is not forever. It's just for a little while, and I'm trying to cherish even this, because in the heat of the summer, you know, like, you're like, oh gosh, I wish it was a little chilly. So here's a moment to remember what that weather feels like. I'm getting ready to go to my class. It's 11-ish, I think. So I didn't have anything for breakfast, just had a glass of water, and I had the quesadilla from Costco. This is what I'm gonna eat. Hello there. We finished the football. Actually, I only watched it until the halftime. I watched the football and I came to bed because I'm just so tired. It's Sunday and I want to be just relaxing, and I'm editing some photos, and I thought, I'm not doing the weekly videos because I got sick. It's just been like life happening, and I thought maybe every Sunday when I'm making the vlogs, I could catch you up on them, because it's really useful for me to get a hang of viewing my whole week. So I hope you don't mind. So I have my Notion here pulled up so I can read through it. But I won't start with the budgets. I think that's the struggling part for me typically. And so I can tell you that I'm going to do an overview of the last month, and that was about 1,356 that I've spent. This is not the rents, this is everything but rent. Yeah. And yeah, the rent and mortgages. So this is outside of the house rent, which is what I'm trying to decrease as much as I can. So that's why we're doing this. But I have various categories, and I can tell you what these are. So for eating out, I've spent about $100 the whole month. It's not bad, I would say, given how expensive things have been. I've been trying to be very careful. Entertainments, I spent $15 going on a concert. Groceries, I spent $421. I spent $139 once, and $225 at Costco, and $57 another time. Personal is where I do all of my shopping in there, and this is the area that I want to decrease as much as possible. I've spent 560. I spent 560. I've had some shoppings on Amazon, about $200. Yeah, $200 or so on Amazon, little things. I spent $200 for my Chinese lesson class and $60 for the book. I got a daily vitamin for $47, and I've spent about $20 on a yoga classes outside of my gym, because my gym has yoga classes, but you know, the gym yoga classes are not as nice. So yeah, that's something that I struggle with, because I really like to go to a nice yoga class. My dog, I spent $200 for the surgery that she had done. That wasn't the whole thing, that was my portion to pay. Transportation, I paid $61, and that was twice. Every time my car it takes about $30 to fill it up, so I filled it up twice. So yeah, that was my budgeting. I'd like to make it to 800 from 1,000 to go lower. And I mean, I had to pay for my Chinese lesson. I don't have to pay for this for another 6 months. Same with the dog surgery, so that was extra $400. So happens, life happens. So in terms of the books, I read a lot of books in January. I read about 4 books. Yeah, 4 books in January. And I think I talked to you about all of them. They were all finance related. The only one that I didn't talk to you about was the Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. I think this was great for someone who has a lot of debts and they don't know how to prioritize debts. So he's trying to help you eliminate them and how to go about organizing your thoughts on which one to pay off first. He also covers some of the controversial ideas about like certain things when it comes to the finances. I think it was useful, but it doesn't really tell you how to invest, which is the area that I'm trying to learn more about. So yeah, if you have a lot of debts and you're trying to organize your life a little bit better to start paying them off, that's a good book and I'd recommend it. However, I listened to the audiobook and he, I think, was the voice for it, and he was just a little too high energy. I was like, you don't need to be that loud and yell. Like, you know, he was trying to make you understand that debt is not good and try to eliminate your debts as soon as possible, but like his energy was a little way too much for me. Personally, like I want a little calmer, more mindful personality. Yeah, so I'm struggling with watching movies. I really wanted to watch a movie a week, but I'm struggling with it. Books I'm really good about because I just enjoy them so much. But yeah, I haven't been able to get through TV shows. I haven't finished that Netflix show that I talked to you about. It was Another Self, and we were watching Free Rent too, so both of those things stopped. I think I got sick and I was in the bed just recovering, so that changed the routine, which seems to be, quite frankly, what happens to my routines usually. It takes like a really rough weekend or being sick for me to get off the balance. It's just struggle of getting back into the routine. In terms of working out, I have not been very good at being consistent. Then again, for 2-3 weeks of January, I was just trying to stay afloat, and then yeah, it wasn't the best, but I try to work out here and there, but it wasn't consistent. It's not a daily item in my life, which I'm trying so hard to learn to bring it in. In terms of relationships, I have been really good. I'm actually pretty surprised how on a weekly basis now I'm hanging out with people and meeting new people. I'm forcing myself to get out to co-work, go in a pickleball class, do yoga, go to a coffee shop, meet friends. So it's really good. I honestly, the past 2 years hasn't been anything close to this, and I've been pretty isolated. I'm pretty actually surprised how well I was able to manage getting back into meeting more friends and getting outside of my bubble. It has been great. Yeah. So that is all I have. Trying to look at my notes, see if there was anything else I wanted to talk to you about. Yeah, I don't see anything else. I think I'm gonna, just like I said, at the end of the week in one of the vlogs, I'll just sit down and talk to you about my week, rather than, spending a whole video of updating you. Yeah. So I'm just gonna spend the rest of the night listening to my audiobook. Right now I'm like going between a couple of the audiobooks, and that's because I get my audiobooks from the library, and they're usually on the wait list when they get available to me. I'm like, I've been waiting, I don't know, 5 weeks for this book. Of course I'm gonna take it. And so then I end up like with 3 or 4 at the same time. So I'm like jumping in between a couple, but right now, like, Choose FY is one that it's about finances I'm listening to, and then No Bad Parts. This is a psychology book about trauma responses. It's actually very interesting. So I'm going to be listening to this while I'm editing. I'm trying to get to bed soon tonight. Yeah, I'm starting a week next. And starting a week strong. And starting the week strong. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate you sticking to this part and watching all the way till here. I wish you have a wonderful week, and I see you in the next video. Bye.